What's happening, guys? Welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestle Times Podcast. Phil's here. Yeah. Hairline's here too. Yeah.
Who's pod? PWT's pod.
Yeah, dude. And the top pod's in. Guys, this is a very special episode. The sizzle to the steak, as my guy Hairline would say. We have the Rev coming on in just a bit. If you're a fan of deathmatch or just wrestling in general, but he's big in the deathmatch scene. He's a tremendous character fucking manager, and his character's tremendous. And I love the death of so much. Hairline's like, should I reach to the Rev? And I'm like, fucking do it. But before we get to that, we got some wrestling to review, and also we got a shout out. Oh, go ahead.
It's crazy because that was like fucking 2 pods ago, and here we are. He's fucking on the fucking pod, dog.
Got the Reverend coming on. So, shout out the Rev, but also shout out our patrons, Hairline. And we got fun. So, patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes, and you'd have heard the Reverend interview already if you're on the Patreon. It gets uploaded there first. All of our guests that have some sort of name attached to them, it goes up on the Patreon first, so make sure you sign up. Shout out our patrons, speaking of them, Reggie Rodriguez, Mark Hugh the Mark, Ashley V, Russ Paxson, and our latest edition. Let's give him a little fucking, I don't know where the drum roll is, but we'll give him one.
I'm doing it.
Chris Killis,
more of a machine
welcome.
Gun.
Yeah, Chris Killis, welcome to the table, man. We really appreciate you guys. Get in the Patreon, get in the Discord. Our patrons, of course, they get to nominate a person for each category. For the PWT Awards 2023, we gave our nominees on the last episode, and we hope you guys are in the comments telling us who you guys want to see win. Of course, check us out at Pro Wrestle Times everywhere and social media, at Pro Wrestle Clips on YouTube. We broke the 1,000. We're headed to we want 1,250 for Christmas, and or 1,200, I think I said, for Christmas, maybe. I can't remember, either way. And PWT Podcast on TikTok. Guys, let's get into the flipping show. We got some NXT to talk about. We got some Uncharted territories to talk about. We got some Dynamite to talk about. We got our interview, the Rev. But very first, we're just going to throw you guys some headlines like we do. So, Hairline, are you ready for the first headline? Hairline's headlines.
You should probably hit the news thing.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I fucking should. You know, I'm slagging on the fucking... fucking soundboard. So
you heard it here first, folks.
Yes. Mickie James is no longer on the Impact roster page, and all the signs are pointing to she's going to sign with WWE. Nick Aldis, her husband, is there. He's the general manager of SmackDown. Hairline, your thoughts on Mickie James more or less, more than likely coming back to the WWE?
Well, I guess we'll start off with, it was nice of her to fucking put over fucking Trinity and whatnot. You know, they really had a banger. I was saying the whole time, one of them needs to go fucking heel. If I would have known she was leaving the company, I would have been bitching less, because now it makes more sense that she just wanted to go out babyface and whatnot. Yeah. But she's for sure just heading to fucking WWE to be with her husband and whatnot. And hopefully they use her at NXT to help out with some shit, or, you know, any of that, man. She's a fucking legend, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of WWE legends, 2 stories about legends here. So Snoop Dogg quit smoking weed. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. He quit officially, and it's making all the rounds. He said he quit.
Thinks he's me.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I've cut way back. Fucking Hairline don't even be smoking anymore, really.
Nope.
Yeah, fucking Snoop Dogg is... We're all for the pot, guys. Go hard with the pot.
Yeah, I love it.
But I think, you know what I think's happening is, especially with the legalization of it everywhere, I think these percentages are too high. Because, like, okay, yes, pot has a lot of benefits, right? But pot also fucking causes, like, early development schizophrenia and shit. It also can help that as well. It increases paranoia and anxiety and shit like that. So, especially those sativa dominants, or those sativas, those high. And, like, dude, I'm looking at like this shit over here. I'm looking at, it's like fucking 28%. We were smoking like fucking 11%
Yeah,
cowgrass
back in the
weed
day.
back in the day. So I think it's fucking with people. Honestly, I think this new, oh, you can get
Oh,
fucking, I just think I think it's just fucking people up. And I'm not saying go back to the old way. And I'm not saying, oh, dumb down the marijuana, but it's just like, relax, guys. We get it. You guys can grow great weed now. We get it, but sorry, what were you going to
so
say?
I'm all about the whole dispensary thing, and all that. But like the thing I just like, man, is most of it's fucking dry, bro. It's like I go and fucking grab an ounce and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Kayfabe, grab
Yeah.
an ounce here. And like I open it and it's like dry and it was packaged months ago, man. So it's like I have to fucking put it into a fucking jar with a fucking one of those like curate things to fucking make it fresh again, bro. And it's all like I could go hit up my guy and get some fucking fresh fucking dope. So like what the fuck, man?
Yeah, well, in Canada we don't have that problem too much. Shit is typically pretty. You can get the wet, you can get the dry shit, but like the wet shit's there, in so because I know like
On my way.
yeah, in America, you guys are kind of you're a few steps behind us on the legalization aspect of
We
everything, but
always have been.
yeah, but I mean that is what it is. While on the topic of WWE Legends hairline, I listened to The Rock finally made his appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, which everyone's been calling for
Because
years,
you need a
and
guest. Yep.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like what a down to earth guy, what a great guy, man. But it was mostly I noticed the whole episode was pretty much like he was interviewing Joe about like fucking fights and stuff. And I really wanted to hear more about The Rock, but he told his story about how he got broke into the business and they played clips from it and he explained the fucking whole die Rocky die situation and all that and then how it flipped over, but they didn't get too much into the wrestling, which is crazy. And also he talked about how the Democrats, we don't like to get political here, but he talked about how how the Democrats approached him to run for president, and they laid out statistics, they laid out all this data they collected showing him the outcome that he would win and which states he would win in and stuff already. Like, isn't that fucking crazy? Now,
Yeah, I'd vote for him.
okay, but I'm not gonna sit here like I don't know, man. You guys, Americans, were all going crazy with like the election was. I don't even want to say the words because I don't want to trigger YouTube's, but people are like
Yeah.
the election was not legit. Let's just put it that way. So and like I'm just like whatever. But how not legit is it if they can come and be like, if you run, Rock, you'll win the Democrat? Yeah. It's like, that is not legit, Like, fuck. I don't know if it's not legit the way the conspiracy people say it's not legit, but that sounds not legit to me when The Rock's he's a fucking wrestler, bro. That's crazy. Like,
right.
So, but he told a story. The reason I bring this up, he told a story about how, and this story is like a decade old, man, over a decade old. I've heard this story like fucking 10 years ago. I've heard this story that The Rock contemplated going to the UFC or to Pride Fighting Championship. And now everyone's like, oh, The Rock's just lying. Add that to the list. Rock's lying. And it's just, they're Hulk Hogan in them, brother. And it's just like, no. And then again, I tell everyone, you can't touch me with this shit because I'm down with the MMA shits. And The Rock was a bunch of football players in the late 90s, early 2000s all went to Pride and went to Japan mostly because Japan was all about the freak show fights and shit like that, right? So a lot of in the early days of MMA, guys, it's not like what you watch now where people are just technical, skillful wizardry masters at fucking combat. It's not like that. Back in the day, they put on freak show fights all the fucking time, okay? And a lot of football players are some of the best athletes on the planet, and a lot of them made it pretty decent livings transitioning to MMA in those early years of the early 2000s and late 90s. Yes, The Rock, I heard this story 10 years ago. He considered going to Japan and fighting fucking in Pride for money. Yes, we all heard this story a long time ago. Everyone's calling him a liar. Fuck you. Yeah, your thoughts on that, Hairline?
Well, I guess it's just more. I'm going to start with what you said. Some podcasts really need to depend on a guest, huh?
Just taking shots at Rogan. No, we love Rogan, bro. Shout out Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that's your boy, Doug. That's our blueprint right there.
Yeah, I love. Well, somewhat. I mean, he's always kind of been a guest guy. We're not really he's always been a visual guy too. Not really visual or guesty, but just as far as having compelling conversations and doing what you want with your show. Like, you have to admire what he did, dude. He blew podcasting up into, something.
Yeah, I heard he put your boy Tom Segura on.
Yeah, don't the rest of the hey, Rogan's cool. The rest of those LA fucking comedian podcasters can get the fuck out of here. Anyways, though,
Yeah, Danny Brown's cool. Hold on. Okay, my bad. With the whole thing with The
Danny
Rock.
Brown's great. He's awesome. He gets a pass with me too. He's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know who the fuck these marks are telling fucking The Rock what he did and didn't do. You know what I'm saying? They're not The Rock. They weren't fucking there. You know, and even if so, man, The Rock made a good conversation. And the whole point of a podcast is a fucking great conversation.
It was
Okay, you
such
fucking marks.
such a good conversation. So speaking of fucking LA douchebags, Meltzer says that AEW will be crucified tomorrow night at the time of us recording when SmackDown goes head to head with Collision and Rampage. It's a Rampage Collision 2-for-1. They run for 3 hours, and then SmackDown has their standard 2-hour show. And even Meltzer saying that he's like, AEW has beaten WWE 77 times out of the 81 times they've gone head to head, but they're gonna get crucified on Friday. So I don't know, man. We called it. He's going to flip gears. We already Alvarez called out fucking Meltzer. Didn't call him out, but he kind of said to him on the show, he's like, well, people like think you just like the flippy shit, and you could just tell he just didn't want to say it. Yeah, and Alvarez is saying shit too. He's like, Alvarez, actually, there was a clip. I really wish I had it, but either way, Alvarez basically was like, now's not the time for people to start saying, oh, but it's okay. Like, now we can't make excuses for AEW, guys. We got to stop making excuses. And it's like, that's all we were saying the whole time. If we had said this year 1, year 2, they would be somewhere, I truly believe the death of AEW was before all this shit. It was when the pandemic hit. That just fucked them when their first War Games match got taken away from them. It fucked them. And then, then Matt Hardy came in, and then nothing was the same ever since. They started booing Cody. It just all went downhill, man. Buff Bagwell was arrested for speeding. People are giving him shit. They're like, oh, he was drinking, he was on drugs and shit. And Bagwell got on social media and was like, yo, I'm not back on drugs or drinking. He's like, unfortunately, though, if anything, when it comes to anything, they list my original offense or whatever. So it's just like, because he's getting in trouble for like speeding as a part of his like no drugs. Because like, okay, when you're rehabilitated from jail or you're put on parole, it's like no drugs, no this, can't be out at this time, can't be near weapons, can't be near whatever. So like him speeding was a violation of like his no drugs, alcohol thing before. And then another wrestler, I want to say it was Riggs, vouched for him and was like, I was just with him last month. He's still clean. He's not off the wagon or whatever. So shout out Buff Bagwell. It's unfortunate you got caught speeding, but stop driving like fucking idiots, guys. It's pretty simple. Your thoughts on that, Hairline?
You think he was swerving when he drive by?
I don't know, but I hope if he was on the top rope, he caught a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shut up, Buff, though, man. Buff the stuff. Other news, speaking of impaired driving, so Nick Hogan was arrested for DUI. He was actually drunk, and everybody's slamming him, the son of Hulk Hogan. Everyone's slamming him because he got in a drunk driving accident that killed his fucking best friend before, like years ago. So he clearly didn't learn his goddamn lesson. Yeah, and I don't think he's going to fare well this time. I think it's going to be in this day and age of, you guys know, I don't need to get into it, but everyone's looking to, cancel and eliminate anyone who says anything they don't agree. We had some psychopaths wishing death on fucking like Jim Cornette this week and stuff for just arguing with Top Dolla and stuff. It's just ridiculous. Or no, that's not even it. Some guy I saw was wishing death on. He literally was wishing death. I had to block him. He's just crazy. He's like, I would wish death on Jim. And this is why, because he was at an indie show and people behind him were making fun of some of the indie wrestlers' bodies. Like, look at this chubby guy and all this shit. And this guy was like, yeah, I wish Jim and them would die because they created this culture of body shaming. And she's like, that's literally how mentally ill this person was. So yeah, I don't know. Nick Hogan, I don't think you'll fare well in this current climate when people dig up you killed someone before. But shout out Hulk Hogan, I guess. I don't know. Your thoughts?
Can, well, you better not shout out Hulk Hogan.
I don't
Otherwise
know.
we'll have
Yeah, I don't
fucking
fucking know, man. What do
82
you say?
fucking
This is
100
all sad,
comments.
awful news. This is terrible. You know, I just am praying for that family. You know, I don't know. Trying to make light
Yeah,
of a shit situation.
yeah, I know. Can you bring up the fucking Top Dollar and Jim Cornette shit?
I don't know. So basically, Billie Eilish said that, so she did some interview and said that men don't face criticism about their bodies because girls are nice. And she said nobody says a thing about men's bodies. If you're muscular, cool. If you're pudgy, not. So first off, you couldn't be more of a dumb bitch saying some dumb bitch shit like that. First and foremost.
Yeah.
So that's just not right. But you know, I put my
That's
little tweet about
delusional.
it. Like, what a fucking L take. Like, what a dumb fucking 20-year-old. Someone told her to say this in this interview. Fucking take, because there's no way she could possibly be that dumb. I'd like to think Billie Eilish, give her the benefit of the doubt. She's a little smarter than that, right? But there's people in these celebrities' ears. We all know what they're doing. But
Yeah.
besides
Satan.
that, all of all of these fucking wrestlers like got offended by this, and they all, oh, as a wrestler you should hear what blah blah blah. And I just think that's like, guys, come on, man. This girl's like fucking 20 years old or 19 years old, and you're triggered by what she said. You're all grown ass men. Like, fuck this. Just, you know, call her stupid and move on.
Yeah.
But
Just a shitty take.
Top Dollar took offense to this, and he
Oh, I
called
bet.
out Cornette. He goes a 60. So this is and shout out Top Dollar. I'm a Top Dollar fan. I know, like, all the flop dollar thing. Whatever. I've always said Hit Row was dope. Without Swerve, they're kind of fucked. I was super surprised Dollar was fired, and then you got Ashanti and B-Fab like doing, and I'm just like, well, fire them all or bring Top Dollar back. Like, at least he's like, I don't know, he like made, kind of kept the group. I felt like he was the Suge Knight of the group, you know? Like, that's right. Hit Row, Death Row, he's the Suge Knight. That's, to me, was like what's Adonis gonna do now? Just jobs and shit? Like, what's B-Fab
Yeah,
doing?
job.
Teaming up with Lashley? Why the fuck did they get rid of Top Dollar? So anyways, oh, at AJ Francis 410, shout out AJ Francis. He said he X'd out a 60-year-old documented racist called me fat, a whale, a manatee, and worthless on his show for like a year straight, and nobody batted an eye. But it's aight, because when I see him in person and take care of that business myself, don't start acting like I'm the bad guy. Which is like, I don't know, was he shouting out Billie Eilish there too? Bad guy. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if he's smart enough. Just kidding. But I don't know, whatever. That's a good take, but he is also threatening to beat up a 60-year-old guy. But if you feel like he's like, clearly this is pointed towards Jim Cornette, right? Everybody knew that. And also Jim did, which it wasn't a good look for Jim, because Jim, like, why would you respond? You're like copping. You're almost like copping to what he's saying by that. So it's like, you should have just not even responded. So Cornette responds to him and goes, so this is at the Jim Cornette. Shout out Jim Cornette. He goes,
Yeah,
by the way.
Voice. Do the voice.
He goes, by the way, just between you and me, run your pie hole all you want about what you do, because we all know we'll never meet. And if we did, you do nothing like it, because you're not a gangbanger. You're a fat fucking Uncle Phil. Blow me. So that was hard body response, bro. Cornette bodied him there. And then people took this and floated it for like he's racist and shit for calling him gangbanger. But my whole thing was like, isn't he Suge Knight? Like, their shit's called Hit Row based off Death Row. To me, I'm like, so that's how I interpret it. And he's threatening to beat him up. So he's trying to say, like, I just took it as like Cornette going, you're not the gangbanger you think you are on TV type shit. You know, you're more like Uncle Phil. That's how I took that diss.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it as a race thing. But again, not good optics for Jim, man. Someone commented some shit saying, some piping in, getting involved in this account. And this was pointed out to me. This account was called Didn't Do Nothing, which is like a racist epithet, like saying didn't do nothing, I guess, is like a racist thing towards like Doja Cat got in trouble for this years ago because she did some shit called Didn't Do Nothing. And that's like like an online thing to make fun of black people, and Jim like retweeted that account, and the picture on the account is like,
yeah, but he doesn't know,
dude.
No,
No, because no, I disagree, because I said the same shit. I was like, I don't think he knows, and then people pointed out to me, they're like, look at the picture, and the picture is like a stereotypical, like the account's called Didn't Do Nothing, and the account is literally like a racist account of this, and the picture's like a fucking, how do you explain it, like a cartoon from the 30s of like a black slave, like that would like accentuating things that were considered negatives about black people, right? There's they, in American Western cartoons, they would always depict, like Looney Tunes got shit for that, they would depict like aboriginals like myself, they would depict them like stereotypically in a way that bothers people. And the same thing is with this account, like it's a clear like racial parody account, bro, and Jim like retweeted them and shit, and it was just bad optics, so people just jumped all over and ate his ass up. And I mean rightfully so, dude. If you're gonna talk shit on Twitter, you can't be like, you can't be retweeting fucking accounts like that, but he's also an old, but the way I try to, I'm not even defending him, but it's just like, it's like, dude, explain to your dad or your grandpa fucking email, like they don't know how to use it, so maybe he missed the picture, but I just think it's too, someone pointed out, they're just like, look, man, if he's as smart as everyone says Jim is, and he's a very intelligent guy, he's not dumb enough to not know what he was doing here. And I was like, fuck, man, you might have a good point. Someone pointed that out to me, and I was like, damn, that might be a good point, because he's a fucking smart guy. It's not like he's dumb, so again, so I don't know, they went back and forth. It basically ended with Top Dolla blocking Jim and Bryant last, and then
can you show me you got some of their banner back and forth, or no?
That's just what it was. I think Jim tweeted out one more thing, basically just saying like, when am I going to see you, or whatever. It had nothing to do, like whatever the fuck he said. I can't find it right here, but nonetheless though, Jim Cornette, then I just listened to this clip today, did like a response from his podcast, and he basically sort of laid out what I did. I'm sure some Mark in our fucking comments will go, you're just regurgitated corny, but yeah, like we thought the same thing about it. Like when he whipped out the Uncle Phil line, like I just thought it was because like Top Dolla plays like Hit Row, Death Row, Suge Knight. I thought that was the whole, hey, and I'm not I felt like that was the whole thing. I don't need to defend my positions. I didn't say this stupid shit, but what I'm saying is like, I'm pretty sure that's what Hit Row is based off of, guys. You know what I mean? So if it wasn't, then tickle me fucking pink, because I think fucking everyone watching WWE didn't realize that. I thought that was pretty glaringly obvious. That's what they were going for. So yeah, at the end of I think they were going to try and call themselves Death Row as well, actually, but then Snoop Dogg resurrected Death Row, and so WWE didn't want to do that. And plus, Death is like, ugh, like they're trying to be PG. I'm like 99.9% sure Swerve or someone said that on their podcast. So yeah, it is Death Row. So I thought that's what Corny was going for personally with the gangbanger comment or whatever. Other people find it racist. It is what it is. But Cornette, yeah, he responded and just said, look, like, we aren't going to run into each other, and you threatened me, bro. Like, come to my fucking house and beat me up then, And he's like, I hope you saved your money, because, that ain't going to go down well. So I don't know, man. Your thoughts on
Cornette,
your thoughts on all of that stuff, Hairline, and yeah, just give me your thoughts on all that.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the Uncle Phil line is like, he's just quoting fucking LA Knight. Like LA Knight said that in that promo. Yeah, man. So I haven't listened to the Jim Cornette clip yet, but I more or less like agree with what you said there about like, try explaining to your dad or your grandpa what the fucking email is. You know what I'm saying? So like, once again, not to fucking be a sympathizer towards any form of racism or any of that shit, but I just like, I'm sure Corny was just retweeting some shit. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like the whole like the thing with Top Dollar, like let's be realistic about this. The only way they would see each other is if they were both booked on to like a con or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking
Yeah.
Now I can see Corny getting booked, but I don't like again, if we're breaking this down realistically, like a con that's booking Jim Cornette is more or less booking legends and yada yada yada, right? Is that same con going to be booking Top Dollar? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Who knows? Who knows? It could happen.
yeah, I don't know.
But
I just
okay,
like
so Jim did do a quote tweet response as well that I have right here. So again, and that's what the motherfucker pointed out to me. They're like, dude, he's not that stupid. Jim's not that dumb. And again, he responded to him and then he quote responded to the same tweet. So it's like, is it explaining email to, like, if I tried to explain a quote tweet to my dad, he would faint. He wouldn't even understand at all what the fuck I'm talking about. He has to call me to do his online banking and shit. Jim Cornette is smart enough to respond and then also do a quote tweet response. I don't know, man. So he goes, this is what he responds. He says, I'm 62, Flopper. I'm 62, Flopper. Get your facts straight. How can having an aversion to marine life that tries to wrestle be termed racist? I don't think whales and manatees are all bad, just the lousy workers. If your swimming is half as bad as your wrestling, you call the huge at SeaWorld or something. I don't know. This guy's head's in the way of it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's just not good for either person. Like Top Dolla didn't need to bring Jim into it whatsoever. And then Jim just shouldn't have responded because it real just kind of backfired on him, I must say. But I don't know. It is what it is, man. Everyone lives in their own bubbles, and that's how it's going to be. So,
well, you caught me up on it for sure.
Yeah, and then the last piece of news here, I'm going to look this up. So during the Full Gear pay-per-view, which we're going to get into in a bit, some shit broke about Danhausen.
Did you see what he said this morning?
Right, yeah. So
okay, cool.
So
okay.
which he responded to. So during the pay-per-view, something came out about this is. So I'll just read this. This is from Anonymous on a Reddit subreddit or something called Danhausen was selling bootleg ... And
yep,
so
see, Reddit's for fucking dorks, bro.
I don't know if this is Reddit. I don't know if this is Reddit. This is something. It looks like Reddit. I don't know what the fuck this site is.
Still for dorks.
So it says this is developing right now on X from the same guy who called the Gates of Agony being in the World Tag League. So I guess whoever broke that news also broke this news, and they have some cred because they were right about some shit before with the Gates of Agony. So
okay.
So Danhausen was apparently stealing shirt designs from the AEW shop, then getting them printed out for dirt cheap at a local print shop and selling those himself for the same price as an AEW shop shirt. So what's the problem? Well, so that's what Earl Hebner did. He got in a bunch of trouble, right? He was printing WWE t-shirts for cheaper locally, selling them full price directly himself, pocketing all the money. So what's the problem? The shirt quality is incredibly bad, even worse than Pro Wrestling Tees. Pro Wrestling Tees has tremendous shirt quality. The original shirt designers aren't getting their cut of the pay. Supposedly, Danhausen's big return was delayed as they investigated this, then totally canceled once the full details came out. He may even be fired at this point. Now, Danhausen has since quote tweeted it, and he was just like, yeah, like people don't. He was just like, people don't just
do it like him, Doug.
So he just said like people just talk shit, you know. He's like, this is a completely made up story. Everyone's sharing it around. He's been even quote tweeted it and said, for context, here's the post that I'm talking about, just so everyone knows, like, I'm not shying away from this, and this isn't true. So I don't know, man. Shout out fucking Danhausen, and sorry that Marks made shit up about you. And yeah, I don't know. And if a shirt design is your own fucking design, like, why he would just design his own shirts and sell them himself? Like, you know, if I got in the wrestling business in this 2023, I would have it like in my contract, like, yeah, you guys can sell merch of me that I'll take a percentage of, but I'm making my own merch too that I'm selling a percentage of, you know, or that I'm selling myself on my own accord as well. Like, I would just have that written in all my contracts. So yeah, shout out Danhausen, and sorry these Marks made shit up about you. I don't know what else to say. What are your thoughts, Airline?
Yeah, it's just like part of fame, man. You know, like people talk shit, you know, fucking I guess he was just more or less trying to like get ahead of it, You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. Um, but I don't know, man. It's just like fucking why are we picking on Danhausen? You know what I'm saying? As far as like the marks making shit up, like it's just like the
I think
fuck,
because his
man.
like little vignettes stopped airing or something like that. So speaking of downhill and into places unknown, uncharted territories. I don't know. I didn't mean that to sound like a shot. I was just trying to say
No, I got
uncharted
what you're saying. Yeah,
territories.
no. It
I
was
don't know
good.
what the fuck this is. It's Tremont's unveiling. So Tremont is alive. He is alive, and he's teamed up with
Kinda.
Cruel. Yeah, and I don't know,
Resurrected.
masked up Bane, fucking Tremont.
Yeah, like Vader.
Yeah, Banemont. I don't know what you want to call
Yeah,
him. Yeah,
Banemont. Yeah, there we
yeah,
go. There it is.
because it's like the jacket too. It's like the whole
Yeah.
getup. And
Yeah.
so yeah, he's back, man. Hairline. Talk to us about. Was this an event? Was this a card? Was this a what was this?
Yeah, so basically here to nutshell this here, what Uncharted Territories is it's a seasonal show where they highlight the indie territories, you know what I'm saying? And this season is the H2O Center in New Jersey, which is Tremont's fucking his baby, his federation, his NXT. So basically I'm just gonna go over the card here and the matches and what I did and what I didn't like. My basic thing I do here. It opened with Anthrax versus Chris Bradley, and this was a death match, man. Bradley sold all the fucking weapon spots nicely, and he had great facials. He made everything look huge. He understands wrestling, you know what I'm saying? That kind of shit.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
Unfortunately, though, fucking Bradley took a wooden fence wrapped in barbed wire spot for the finish from the turnbuckle. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like the shittiest looking fucking fence ever wrapped in barbed wire, dog. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. After Anthrax did a fucking promo with some fucking deathmatch dork. Anthrax says it doesn't matter who it is, it will still happen to them. And his next opponent is Mouse. So you know what I'm saying? More of Anthrax murdering people because
Sure.
Mouse is a little tiny
Unfamiliar with all these
cruiserweight guy.
people, but we'll learn as we go.
Yeah. I'll get it to you as we can.
Yep, yep.
So next we had Braden Toon versus Brian Neal. But before this, we had Manders backstage starting shit with Redfield. They've had this long time feud going on and whatnot. So Brandon Neal was talking shit to the crowd. Who only fucking, you know what I'm saying? They only look slightly less credible than him. Neil was decent on the mic, man, but his voice fucking kept breaking like fucking Emerald J's and shit. You know what I'm saying? That fucking pulls me out of it, man. These guys really need to fucking gargle some honey or do some kind of vocal exercises before they go out there. Like I understand this is the indies and fucking they're learning as they go and they're green and whatnot, but for real, man, it fucking takes fucking $6 to pick up a fucking thing of honey, dog. And basically Neil was just playing a chicken shit heel, and he was pretty goddamn good at it. And then Struggle said Toon looks like a young Samoa Joe meets Amazing Red, so it's like that's a hell of a fucking compliment, dog. And then Toon won with a fucking air raid crash, which was basically a Samoan splash. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty sweet and whatnot.
Yeah.
Up next we had Dominic De Niro versus Declan Grant. I'm sorry,
Declan.
guys.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it'll be Declan.
Yeah,
Everyone loves
yeah.
that name now. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's a weird
I
one.
don't know what it's
Shout
from.
out
Yeah,
Declan,
yeah.
whatever the fuck your name is. Show you out, Doug.
Yeah, shout out to Phil for correcting me.
Yeah, yeah.
Watch this shit. Anyways, man, fucking yeah, man. So Declan took a fucking DDT onto the concrete and then got a step ladder placed around his neck. Where fucking De Niro just fucking put all his weight onto the fucking ladder and whatnot. The thing about De Niro, man, it was like he was the fucking I can't remember what fucking Struggle said, but it was like fucking the tracksuit something. I don't know. He basically had the Italian gimmick. You know what I'm
The
saying?
tracksuit mafia or
Um,
the tracksuit mob or whatever.
yeah. And then Grant won with a schoolboy, and that's the classic fucking shit right there, man. So I'm all about that. I love seeing the classic fucking wrestling, especially in the indies like this. All right, then up next we had a fucking scramble match, and the rules to this scramble match, our ladders are legal.
That's the only rule is ladders are legal.
Yeah. Well, like you're familiar with the scramble matches or no?
Sure. Well, like I don't know, like explain it to me here, and then I'll let you
It's
know if I.
basically like a 6 to 8 man tornado tag. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man, fucking what? So fucking the first guy out was Duncan Ali, and he had fucking great charisma, man, and fucking I feel like he has the potential to be the fucking real star there, man. Um, but basically, man, what I took away from this is Bobby Orlando was probably the standout star here, the scramble match. But this shit, man, was basically fucking AEW, bro. It was fucking just spot fest.
Okay.
Fucking Jimmy Lloyd, the fucking scramble god, and the fucking straight edge dude were fucking doing tag team maneuvers the entire time. I know, and like fucking God, fucking the chubby ginger guy. I'm sorry, the chubby ginger guy that's feuding or like that's gonna be feuding with Tremont. Fucking got hung up on the fucking turnbuckle, and Lloyd ran over there and fucking had to like break up the fucking spot. And it's just like it's fucking. I'm not trying to shoot on Jimmy Lloyd, Doug, but it's like when Jimmy Lloyd's like the most credible person in the ring that really fucking says something, Doug. Um, I don't know, man. Like that's just like it pulls you out of it when they do shit like that. But basically, fucking that to explain the ending here, it's like fucking they had one guy underneath a ladder. You know what I'm saying? And then the guy Jimmy was like tagging with the whole match. He fucking like basically fucking scoop power slammed him onto the ladder and then pinned him. And it's all like, bro, that was your boy the entire fucking match, and then you just turn on him the fucking last second. Um, and then we had fucking a little bit of fucking afterbirth there where Tremont was up in the rafters, fucking staring
Okay.
down at
Okay.
Gigi. Yeah. Yeah. So like Gigi was the chubby ginger guy. I apologize. Fucking I'm a chubby guy too, Gigi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't take it
Hairline is
personally.
to a chubby fucking ginger, not a ginger,
Yeah.
but a Viking. But it's red, motherfucker. You
Yeah.
got a red beard. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't claim the ginger. Yeah.
Yeah. He
I
doesn't
hate it
claim
when
the
the kid.
ginger. It is blonde. I'm looking at it right now. It
Yeah.
is blonde, but motherfucker, if someone didn't know you, they'd be like, look at that
Yeah, that's
ginger
what I'm
over
saying. But
there.
Doug, yeah, so when I'm always around the gingers, they're like, "Oh, you're one of us," and it's like, "The fuck I am, Doug. I'm Polish, man.
You're
Look,
like, do you
look at
see
how my
freckles?
beard's
Do you
all,
see freckles,
yeah,
motherfucker?
yeah, yeah. My boy, my fucking beard's all pointy and shit, dude. Gingers
Yeah.
don't have fucking pointy
And
beards.
like
Get the
if you
fuck
took
out of here.
one strand of your hair, it's like strawberry blonde. You know, it's not
Yeah,
orange. You
right,
know, it's not red. It's fucking yellow. But you gotta like,
right.
you know, yeah.
But yeah, man, fucking. Anyways, Tremont's just up in the Raptors staring down at Gigi. I just fucking kayfabe wise, he's all pissed off that Gigi fucked up that turnbuckle spot. So that was funny. Um, Then Alex Price makes his way down. This is the current H2O champion, man. And he was
Okay.
fucking great on the fucking
Yeah, we
stick, bro.
follow him on X.
Yeah, so he started bitching at fucking Tremont. He was all like, fucking look at you up there doing your fucking crow shit. Get down here and fucking face me like a
Yeah,
man.
K Sting.
Yeah, that's basically what he was saying, dude. And then Price is interrupted by President Hawkins. And Hawkins was a decent heel, man. Fucking
My favorite type
uh
of Cheeto.
yeah, oh, great. I like the poofy kind, but anyways. These two had great fucking decent back and forth between each other. But it turned into a match. It was your very classic fucking babyface versus heel match. Fred was super invested in it. Nice dive on the outside onto all three men for the fucking neck beards in attendance. You know, they had to fucking do that.
Of course.
Yeah, Price won with a fucking a Brighton surprise, which was basically a fucking fancy shining wizard. And
Okay.
then Price gets on the fucking mic again and says "fuck Matt Tremont." So
Wow.
I don't. Obviously, we're leading the fucking Price going at Tremont, but fucking Tremont's more focused on fucking Gigi. You know, he fucked up that turnbuckle spot, like I said. um, and then up next we had Manders versus Redfield.
My boy
Ugh.
Manders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. So this match started off fucking yeah. So this match started off good, but by the end of it, I was fucking over it, dog. So Manders had some really fucking savage chops. It felt like a fucking blood feud. You know what I'm saying? The way these guys were going at each other. Um, Redfield had the most unbelievable mud hole stomps I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And this match was just too goddamn long, bro. The ending was just them kicking out of each other's fucking moves, dude, and like fucking like it just when they do that shit, it discredits the next move. It's like we were saying with that AEW match. It's like the one dude won with the
Dude,
scoop slam.
we're gonna get into that when we review Dynamite, like talking about burying fucking Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, but yeah, fucking Big Red basically fucking wins with an well, how do you pronounce origami or that fucking that Japanese?
Origami.
Yeah. Fucking after 62 fucking kickouts later, dog. So I don't know, man. Like I fuck with Manders, you know what I'm saying? He's fucking entertaining. He's a fucking, he's basically fucking like a redneck version of the bald FTR guy.
Yeah. And he
But dog,
stomps a
like
mud
I said,
hole.
what? Ugh. It's just like you pull me out of it when you kick out of 62 fucking moves. It's like, how am I supposed to think the next scoop slam is credible when the last one wasn't? So
Yep.
and then we got to the fucking main event, fucking Marcus Matters and Austin Luke versus the Miracle Generation. This was a very fast-paced, flippy match, more AEW shit. And very AEW by the ref was just letting these guys do whatever the fuck they want, man, so they can do their little fucking cool spots.
Young Bucks.
Yeah, Young Bucks shit.
Bryce Remsburg, Young Bucks.
Yeah, so yeah, basically, Doug. So basically, fucking Marcus and Luke started fucking arguing halfway through the match, and it was like your classic fucking, oh, are these guys gonna get along? Like Seth and Cody shit. And basically what happened is the Miracle Generation fucking took advantage of that shit, man.
Okay.
And it was pretty sick, bro. The Miracle Generation won with a fucking bridge pin. It's like the last time I saw that someone do that was fucking Charlotte. So
I was just gonna ask what the finish was. So overall,
yeah, a fucking bridge pin. Yeah.
Overall, man, this event, who was the highlight for you? Who was the person who stood out that I should look into?
Yeah, probably Alec Price, bro.
Okay,
Alec Price. Like straight on the fucking stick. He could probably tone up a little bit, but I'm a fucking fat chubby guy.
Can't we all? Yeah, couldn't we all?
Yeah.
Line, couldn't we all? Speaking of Alec Trebek, the Jeopardy guy. I forgot this headline. Becky Lynch set the record on Jeopardy for the only person ever in the game's history to answer wrong on every fucking question. So shout out fucking Becky Lynch.
Dummy. Yeah.
That's epic.
So let's move along to AEW Flippin' Dynamite here.
Do we have to?
We have, so this show is about, we'll hear from MJF. We got the Young Bucks versus Pentel Zero and Commander. We got Red Velvet and Sky Blue. And we got Moxley and Yuta versus Castian Hook. And we got the man who erased his name, Street Fight, paid by Sega, cosplay match there. And so tonight's
that Swerve and fucking Hangman promo where Swerve didn't even get to fucking talk.
Right. I was just dropping the matches there, but nonetheless.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
No, not your bad, man. We got to get into it here. Toyota Arena in Ontario, California. And it's Wednesday night. You know what that means. So we kick things off with an AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy and FTW Champion Hook in a tag match against the BCC. And I don't know, man. I fast forward through some of it. I saw it was still going on. It was kind of near the end, so I just let it play out. It's just I'm not going to sit through Orange Cassidy and Yuta and have Orange Cassidy come out in the first fucking minute of the show and then people go, he typically draws the highest ratings, when they just put him in the first segment. So the highest ratings are during all the first segment. I'm not playing these games.
Then, huh?
Yeah, so it's just like, okay. And then who won this fucking match? I think an Orange Punch. Who got the win? I don't even know or remember. And then Mox is like, Orange Cassidy, you're nothing. You ain't never been nothing at Full Gear. I'm gonna grind you to dust. It's like, okay, bro. And then, yeah, your thoughts on this? You probably skipped it, didn't you?
So it's like fucking Orange came out and like fucking he like took the belt out and he was holding it up and it's all like, so now you're all animated and shit, bro, and you're fucking like, yeah. I don't know, man. And then fucking so they go in, they jump Max and fucking Useless, dude, and it's all like, oh man, there's nothing more credible than the tiny fucking cruiserweights jumping the fucking heavyweight guy. It's just like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Fucking Excalibur goes fucking he went into this match with we went into the match with a laundry list of injuries. And it's all like, bro, why do you fucking need a list to do fucking laundry first off? You know what I'm saying? That just fucking bothered me. And And then fucking Hook versus Mox was just slightly more credible than Orange. You know what I'm saying? Just because Hook takes his fucking body seriously and whatnot. Um, oh my god, dude! There was this goofy spot where fucking, um, it was like it was it was Mox and fucking Orange, and then they bumped into fucking Useless, and Useless like went to go do like bang on the Orange with his arm and whatnot, but he also like sold it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there was just like that fucking that in the moment he was trying to improv, but he ended up just like looking fucking dumb, bro. And it's all like fucking greener than a pepper tree, daddy. Um, and then Mox was saying this shit about a fucking course correction and shit, and it's like a real course correction would be him fucking taking his body seriously and him and Renee going back to WWE. You know what I'm saying? So fucking fucking bro.
So ahead of their Texas death match this Saturday at Full Gear, Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page had a face-to-face with Tony Schiavone in the ring. If the two men attack each other tonight, they'll both be banned. They'll both be like suspended for the rest of 2023. But then, so they basically cut a promo. Hangman goes off. I always say it in these big promos, he's great. He's fucking great on the stick. In these big matches, he's fucking phenomenal. It's just unfortunate who his fucking friends are, I guess, but who am I to say that, I guess?
I thought he was ass.
It's not my life. So he goes in. I just thought he was great. I just thought this was great. And then Swerve's doing his thing. It just went too long, though. And then Nana, he's calling out Nana. He ends up, he jumps on Prince Nana, he ground and pounds him. Security separates Page, and then Page beats up the security, hits one with a buckshot, whatever. That was all. They didn't need any of that, to be honest. He should have just buckshotted Nana out of nowhere. And but yeah, dude, Nana, Swerve, super over with me. I liked this, built up to the match nicely. Your thoughts?
So fucking Excalibur was stumbling on his fucking words as he was trying to explain Swerve breaking into fucking Hangman's crib. I didn't think Hangman was that good on the stick, bro. But like he's better than the fucking Young Bucks and Kenny. I'll say that, you know. Okay, I guess to say something positive, he believes the shit he's saying, you know. He's speaking with conviction for sure,
and he knows how to get other people over. That's what I like.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He was making his opponent.
He doesn't diminish his opponent. He fucking puts them over so that when he beats them or loses to them, it keeps him solid, you know, which is just, I like that.
And then fucking, he said Prince Nana is just fucking using Swerve, and it's like, no, Prince Nana fucking loves Swerve. You get that shit the fuck out of here.
And then he dropped the line, I'll steal your weed. I'll beat the shit out of you.
You fucking
pop me, dude.
Who was
Big Swole? Oh, can I get a hit of your blunt? Can I please get a hit of your blunt? If you give me a hit of your blunt, I'll let you dance with a troop at Full Gear.
Yeah, you'll do the dentist match with Britt Baker. Yeah, man. So fucking Prince Nana, fucking buying weed off a fucking high schooler. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? My man's got a plug for sure. But it was just like Taz was geeking out so fucking heavily at that shit, dude, and like that just makes me fucking chuckle because it's like it's a legit real moment. You know what I'm saying? And then like Hangman went to leave. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, "Oh yeah, I got to do the spot where I fucking attack Nana and whatnot." And it was just like, God damn it, bro. And then just on some kayfabe shit, man. So it's like Hangman gonna be fucking fined for attacking security, or is it just fucking whatever? Who gives a fuck? Fucking Wild Wild West.
I don't know. Sometimes people get fined. Sometimes they don't. It's AEW, daddy. So Lexi Nair was backstage with Roddy Strong in the Kingdom. Lexi Nair, a.k.a. soon to be Mrs. Big Bill. And she's backstage with Roddy in the Kingdom. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's epic.
Neither did Ricky Starks when you watched the fucking Full Gear press conference. It was news to everyone. So, I don't know, man. Adam Cole calls Max is not the devil. Everyone's trying to figure out who's the fucking devil. This is
it's Jungle Boy.
This is whatever. I don't get. Nah, it's not. It's not Jungle Boy.
I thought we were fucking ripping off Eric Bischoff or whatever the hell that comment section said.
Yeah, that was weird when that motherfucker was like, he's like, you cited Conrad and then you said what Bischoff said and didn't give them credit. I was like, but you just said I just cited Conrad. So like clearly I was I was elaborating what they said on their show. I was, I was regurgitating what they said on their show that I agreed with. Fucking idiot. So, anyways,
well, why can't people have the same opinion? You know what I'm saying? Fucking
people are just like very simple-minded, bro. They don't have an inner dialogue, and they're unaware. But yeah, this Adam Cole shit, I'm tired of all this Roddy shit. I'm just over it. And then on Collision,
I don't mean to
died.
fucking
It's just like I don't fucking.
Yeah, no, you're right, bro.
Yeah, like I don't need to see.
But like fucking the Roddy shit's over with me. But it's like I could give a shit about the Jungle Book. You know what I'm saying? Dog, and Mike Bennett's fucking dope. So what the fuck?
Yeah, they're awesome. They should be the Ring of Honor tag champs. I feel like the story should have been MJF lost everything: the diamond ring to Juice, the ROH tag titles to, the Kingdom. He loses everything, and then when you see his ass crying at this fucking press conference, like we're gonna get into when we review Full Gear, it's like fucking he's crying like a baby. Like, yeah, then you're crying. He stole everything from me. Well, no, he didn't get your Ring of Honor tag titles. He didn't get your he didn't get your diamond ring. All he did was take your belt, like fucking he only had it for a few weeks. So like, to me, it's just fuck. They don't know. We'll get into that later. But yeah. Speaking of, go ahead.
I think one of the best fucking ideas you ever had with any of that shit was Mark Briscoe being his tag partner for 100%. Ring of Honor, dude. Like that's fucking genius, dude. And it's just all like, that was a fucking huge missed opportunity, man.
Yeah. So, and I know who the fucking devil is. I figured it out.
Jungle Boy.
It's not him. It's not Jungle Boy, everyone, just so y'all know. But
who do you think it is?
It's like I know who it is because I pay attention to just the little things, like fucking. So we'll talk about. I think we should talk about it later. It's more with Full Gear. Is like my coup de grace as far as evidence, right? So. The TBS title eliminator match: Red Velvet versus Sky Blue or Blue Sky or Velvet Cake or whatever the fuck these names are.
Velvet Cake.
This match went way too long. It was terribly green. Red Velvet. People are trying to compare Red Velvet. They're like, oh, it's like Darby, how she's like reckless with her dives and shit. It's like, no, bro, she's green and it's gonna. It's more like Shotzi, who's like gonna kill herself or somebody.
Right.
Like, why does Red Velvet do this fucking standing moonsault in every match if she can't do it? She cannot do it properly. Even in this match, she didn't land properly. And then Sky Blue's all spooky. And it's just like, and then this shit went through like a commercial break or two. And it's like, Tony Khan does not know how to book women's wrestling other than Tony fucking Storm, but that's not him. That's Tony making chicken salad out of chicken shit, So,
yep.
I don't, whatever. This match was whatever. Sky Blue gets the fucking code blue, wins. Julia Hart's watching from backstage. Your thoughts?
So it's all like fucking Sky Blue still spooky for whatever fucking reason. I don't understand why she's still fucking spooky. Excalibur was explaining to Taz what is and what aren't colors. Just because I'm saying it was Sky Blue and right. I'm sorry. Excalibur still pops me, bro. I can't fucking stop. Dog, and it was just another fucking match of 800 kickouts and fucking near falls, discrediting the previous move on top of the next fucking previous fucking move. And then that top rope spot was the fucking sloppy as shit, dude. It was sloppier than fucking JJ from fucking Uncharted Territories that pissed off fucking Tremont. And dude, that was the world's fucking worst fucking cold blue ever. Ever.
I've
never seen her do it that bad.
It's just so insane when you have the roster you have, and these are the girls. You're like, oh, I know this week we'll show that we could do women's wrestling. Fuck you,
even
man.
though we can't.
So the Redeemer has words for CJ Perry's wife. Yeah. This is fucking dumb. The worst thing WWE ever did, I say it all the time, was broke these two up, and then that's the first thing AEW does. And it's awful. And now I don't, and when they get back together, I'm going to go, cool, should have never split apart. I don't know, man, and Miro's just not ever there. It's just hard to care about. But it is what it is. So then Mariah May's backstage with RJ City.
Hold on, though.
Oh, hold on.
It was an actual fucking wrestling promo.
Oh,
and
yeah.
For that, I praise
I love Miro. I love Andrade. I love all these people. It's
sure.
Just, what the fuck are you guys doing?
But it's just like with how crappy the rest of this show was, just to see an actual wrestling promo was fucking refreshing.
So we get Mariah May backstage with RJ City, and she's waiting to meet Toni Storm. Mariah knocks on the door, and Luther comes out, and whenever the door opens, it turns black and white. Like whenever Toni Storm's there, it's black and white. Like I love that. So Toni Storm's on the couch resting. She doesn't give much time to Mariah. Luther was like, I'm going to contact Tony Khan to get a tune-up match for Friday. So cool. That's cool. But yeah, so your thoughts on these backstage encounters here?
It's just fucking Trish and fucking Mickie James. That's all this fucking shit is. Luther was fucking great though with the and then fucking just Tony sitting there with the fucking cucumbers on her eyes and darling, I don't do autographs. She's so fucking good, bro.
Yeah.
And then she was all like, "Give me my loofah." And then as they were rolling into the fucking next match, fucking Taz was all like, "Loofah."
Are they just like banking on people just knowing that Mariah May wrestled before? Because she hasn't even had a fucking match.
Obviously they
hey, that. Full Gear, you stuffed it full of 900 fucking matches that didn't need to be on there. There was like 3 or 4 super great matches. Why didn't you have Mariah May debut on the pay-per-view? What the fuck is anyone thinking in this place? It drives me fucking nuts, man.
They're not. They're just a little bit of sniff, toke.
So Samoa Joe fights John Cruz. Just like a funny squash match, right? And then Joe cuts a fucking tremendous promo. To me, I don't know. I want him to take the strap off MJF. I want someone to take that fucking belt off MJF. So your thoughts on this match there, and then we'll
Joe just dropped the fucking belt to wrestle jobbers. This is where we're at, bro.
I'm focused on the world title. Let me squash another fucking jobber no one's heard of on a quick TV match because I'm so focused on the world title instead of fighting in the main event tonight against like a real fucking top ranked guy who would is fucking stupid.
Now, I will say though, he popped the shit out of me when he was like, he shrugged in the air when Joe moved out of the way, and like that was just great in the moment fucking improv. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not hating on the jobber. I'm not hating on the match. Nothing. I'm just talking the overall arc. Doesn't make no sense.
Dude, yeah. I wrote in my fucking notes here, man. I'm not sure how any of this fucking furthered anything other than giving some fucking local wrestler some fucking TV time. You know what I'm saying? And then Joe started cutting this fucking promo, and it's all like, bro, you're just gonna discredit everything you're saying here in a couple fucking months, like you just did with the fucking Ring of Honor title, bro. So like, fuck.
So the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, they take on Pentel, Zero, and Commander, because I guess Ray Phoenix ain't there. And this match, I mean, it was the flippy shit. The Bucks are really like when people used to chant at John Cena, same old shit. Same with the Bucks. This is why I think they got so over on the indies. You didn't see them all the time. So when you whipped on a Bucks match and they did those spots, you were like, oh, fuck. But now that they're on TV, you just see them do those same shits all the time. And it's just not, and they're slowing down now. They don't do them as good as they used to. Because they're getting older, and it's just like, and the miles on their body. And it's just like, it's not as impressive. It's like, figure out how to actually tag team wrestle, and maybe you'll start to get over again. But this is whatever. I just couldn't really pay attention. It was just a lot of flips and stuff, and I do enjoy it, but we're getting the Bucks and the Golden Jets at Full Gear. Okay. But yeah, that would have made it for a great match on the go-home show. The Bucks and Jericho and Omega, it was a decent match on the pay-per-view. It didn't really fit on the pay-per-view like a lot of those matches. And then like fucking Lexi Nair was backstage with the Bucks after, and then Omega approaches them and questions why they cheated. And then our heat's not with you, it's with Jericho, So and then the security separates them as soon as they start pushing each other. You got people like murdering each other with screwdrivers, but the security are pulling apart the Bucks and Jericho and Kenny like they have real heat, and they weren't just all sharing a locker room a week ago. Fucking terrible. Your thoughts?
So fucking no, dude, I skipped this fucking match. You couldn't pay me any amount of money ever to watch the fucking Young Bucks fucking wrestle in Cucamonga. That's just not a thing.
And weren't they like weren't they like in their hometown or something too?
Yeah.
In Ontario, California, like fucking the building was empty, bro. It's awful.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man, fucking we got that Young Bucks promo immediately fucking after their match, and it was all like, so you guys immediately need more fucking TV time? The fuck is this, man? And they go, we no longer give a damn. And it's all like, bro, when did you give a damn in the first fucking place, dog? Like, in that, you guys never gave a fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, by the time Kenny was walking up, I was just like, thank you, Kenny, for fucking just interrupting this shit, man.
Yeah.
And then Jericho came to save the fucking day, you know, because he is the GOAT. Um, and then fucking Road Warrior Buck fucking shoved Jericho, and then Jericho turns around and attacks Balding Buck, who didn't attack him. So it was just all like, dude, God.
So then we get the Guns, Austin and Colton with Juice, and they take on Peter Avalon and Jacoby Watts in a quick little squash match. It was literally like 1 second, just boom, 310 to Yuma. And then they start talking shit on MJF, da-da-da. MJF's doing the double spot at the fucking pay-per-view again. A highlight package aired of Wardlow, and he's like, as God is my witness, I'm going to make the devil my bitch. I don't know why he's not there chasing MJF again like he was the week before or whatever, but it is what it is. Yeah, your thoughts on all that, and then we'll get into this fucking main event.
That fucking dude, that Guns match, dude, this shit's officially fucking Rampage, man. We had a fucking Joe versus a jobber. Now we got the Guns versus a fucking jobber. And then the Wardlow shit, man, fucking a second fucking wrestling promo emerged out of nowhere. So that was fucking fresh.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so the Like a Dragon Gaiden street fight. Where do we start?
Ready for this?
This is quite possibly the worst segment ever in the history of Dynamite. I think maybe the Texas Chainsaw Death shit was maybe worse than this.
The lighting was.
But at least it was like some sort of brand into. I mean, I guess this was too, so I'm talking on my ass here. Listen, this was just all around bad to the point where Brian Alvarez went on his show and said, I don't want to hear shit about NXT with Kota Ibushi on that fucking bike riding around. He's like, I don't want to hear shit about NXT. So shout out Brian Alvarez. Let's give him a yeah. Yeah.
Is that fucking
yeah? But we're gonna give
NXT.
We're gonna give him a dummy yeah for fucking because he finally caught on to what we've been saying this whole time.
Dummy, yeah.
But nothing. Just his listeners shit on NXT.
Guy?
Yeah, Meltzer and Alvarez. Meltzer and Alvarez. So all of those fucking guys, they shit on NXT all the time, right? So it's like he's like, I don't want to hear shit about NXT.
Oh, okay, now I get it.
When you have fucking he shat on this is the point I'm trying to make. Alvarez said this was the worst shit ever, and fucking I don't want to hear anything bad about NXT. When Kota Ibushi's riding on a bike, fake hitting people with a fucking pipe. That's what Alvarez said. Okay,
what does it mean?
So Callis joins the commentary team, and we got Jericho, Omega, Ibushi, and fucking Big Show. They're all dressed in suits, and I tweeted out, why the fuck are they cosplaying Evolution? Like, what's going on? Yep. And then they're like, oh, well, it's part of the video game, like characters in the game dressed like this. And I'm like, okay, and this is a game no one's ever fucking heard of. And it's just, it's fucking dumb, man. This is so bad. This isn't, I don't know. This isn't how you do this, whatever they were trying to do. Tony Khan claims they got a shitload of money from Sega for this.
Yeah, good.
I don't know how far that goes. Yeah, like how it would, what did it cover? Jericho, Kenny, Ibushi, and White's fucking salaries or what? Like, what did that really cover? So, anyways, though, the Machine, Brian Cage, and the Don Callis family, Konosuke, Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Powerhouse Hobbs, randomly Cage is just in this. So stupid. They don't know what to do with Brian, a guy who looks like Brian Cage. They can't figure out what to do with him. Fucking so stressful, this company. So this match, they brawl on the ramp. Fucking bodies are flying. Instantly, Big Show chokeslams Fletcher off the stage through a table. So he should be done, but no, he's not. He's Fletcher's still in the match later. Then he fights off. Then he just disappears. Paul White just goes, oh, fuck it, just walks off. And him and Hobbs go backstage. And this is when fucking... Now, I don't know like how it jumps back and forth. They're jumping all over. There's shit playing on the big screen. You know, the crowd doesn't know what to look at. It's all confusing. And basically, these are the spots, okay? We got a motherfucker, Takeshita jumps off a refrigerator into a fire extinguisher spot. We got fucking Ibushi rides a bike like Mary fucking Poppins and fake touches everyone with, I guess, what was a lead pipe, and they all sell it like fucking,
like he's Kingston,
like Bruiser Brody, fucking, hit him with a fucking cowbell. And then we got Big Show and Hobbs are fighting in the parking lot all of a sudden. And
on
Hobbs,
top of a limo.
dude, they're just on a limo. What's Big Show's big ass doing on top of a limo? That's why you're the Big Show. You don't have to go up high to do things, bro. And so he's fighting Hobbs there. Hobbs picks him up, almost drops him on his fucking neck off this thing onto a car that he barely lands on, and he fucking rolls to the ground, and he's done. Just a one and done. All Big Show did, choke slams a guy, and then he gets body slammed on a fucking car, and then he's done. And that was Jericho's big bad surprise guy who's supposed to come help them win this match. And I just was like, fuck this. This is complete and utter bullshit, and I don't give a fuck. And basically what happened? Omega and them pinned the Cage after hitting him with a one-winged angel, and we called it, bro. Big Show, Jericho, Kenny, and Ibushi. Ibushi's washed. Big Show's washed. No offense, but they're fucking washed. And then you have Jericho, who's old as fuck. And you got Kenny, who's like on the tail end of his career. Like, not the tail end, but like the back fucking... He's on the bottom fucking innings of his run entirely in wrestling. And these guys go over on Takeshita, Hobbs, Fletcher, and Cage. Like 4 guys who still are in their prime or not even in their prime yet, who you could fucking push to the fucking moon. Homegrown originals, if you will. And they get beat by fucking a New Japan guy and 2 WWE guys.
Why was Brian Cage involved in any of this?
Because they don't know what to do with him. They only signed him so that WWE wouldn't sign him. That's it. That's the only reason Tony kept him on. So that WWE couldn't sign him because they had interest in him. And it's fucking trash. This was fucking trash, man. It's your fucking go-home show. To your fucking pay-per-view, bro. Complete and utter bullshit, shit, garbage, ass shit. Your thoughts?
Can't you guys go fucking one word, one sentence without swearing? That was a good comment, too. All right, anyways, man. So fucking there was literally no budget for props, even though the company's owned by a billionaire. Just fucking straight insanity. They didn't have a chair nor a fucking headset for Don Callis. Again, like Kenny doesn't go, oh yeah, Don's coming out now, guys. So, it's just like, fuck, man. Most of all, shout out to the fucking neckbeards that were singing Judas. Fucking, this was some prime fucking Jericho.
No one sings that shit, bro. They weren't even singing it loud. The crowd's like so over the Jericho sing along, and at the Kia Forum on the pay-per-view too, that building had 12,000 people in it. And that building had 12,000 people in it, and the crowd was hardly singing that shit.
But it's like, so Jericho fucking pretty much sang the whole verse and the hook on television time, and it's just all like, God, dude, it's so preposterous, dude. And like, it's smart in the sense of like trying to get himself over and getting this band over, but it's just like the fact that like this is what we're doing with our TV time. You know what I'm saying? Now everyone else gets 1 minute less, so Jericho can fucking go out there and sing his little fucking song. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, I'm getting fed up with Jericho. I'm telling you.
You better stop. Knock it off.
I'm telling you, man.
Ibushi did the fucking bicycle spot like Suzuki did in fucking New Japan with the softest fucking...
Is that what it was? Were they doing a Suzuki spot in Japan?
Yeah. It was,
my God. I might never watch this show again for you telling me that.
Good.
I can't believe that shit.
He was, his baseball fucking punches or whatever whatever he was doing with the crow. What was it? A bat?
A lead pipe or something.
So he was striking people fucking even softer than fucking Sky Blue's knees. That's all I have to fucking say. Hobbs with the fucking worst suplex of all time on the fucking Big Show. I thought Big Show just had knee surgery and shit, right?
I don't know, man.
I thought he just got back from surgery, dog. And
got dropped on his fucking head, dude.
Fucking dumb, bro. I know it kind of goes back to what you said. The whole point of the Big Show is less is more. So it's like, why are you up here doing fucking Sandman spots and shit? You know, like fucking bro. He knows better too, man. Um, and were they just trying to make Anarchy in the Arena look more credible by this just being the absolute biggest shit show ever? You know what I'm saying? Fucking Kenny grabs that fucking pallet, and then you had Taz explaining fucking the pallet and whatnot, and he goes, "It's basically fucking a plastic piece of wood here." And it's just like, dude,
a plastic
shout out to
wood.
yeah, and like shout out for Taz for like trying to make the shit more credible, but it's still like, bro, fuck, a plastic piece of wood. That's what you got. You had take a shit of fucking stomping on top of the fucking the refrigerators. Just to take a fucking extinguisher spot, but who gives a fuck? Because we got this bottomless fucking pit fucking money mark with his fucking the bottomless pockets, dog. You know what I'm saying? Uh Fucking Fletcher did that fucking diving tombstone onto the fucking bundle of chairs and the
And he almost
Japanese
fucking
sign.
he looked like he almost died, bro. It's crazy, man. It's
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
crazy.
And then Ibushi was up like fucking 35 seconds later, dog.
I know, man. They just don't
And
sell anything.
fucking Jericho goes to fucking duct tape fucking Hobbs' mouth shut. It's all like, yep, we definitely need a little comedy spot in the fucking middle of this. Honestly, bro, I would say this is like the worst wrestling moment of all time, dog. Like
It's up there for sure, man.
at least fucking the worst fucking in AEW history. I can't think of anything that was more cringe or just fucking
And just like a terrible go home show. Like absolutely terrible. So then we get the final segment, and it's just MJF and Jay White go at it. You know,
yeah, what the fuck was this?
I'm tired of hearing about it. I just want to see him get busy. And I don't know, man. MJF and Jay White are going to go at it. Your thoughts on the promo and all that? It's everything they've already said, you know?
Right. It's like MJF plays a different fucking character every week. It's like this week he loves the fucking neckbeards. I don't, dude. They ruined fucking MJF for me, man.
He's not ruined. He's not ruined for me. I keep saying like they're ruining him. It's about to get. He's not fully ruined, but it's just I'm not interested him with personally. Maybe this is subjective. I don't. All of this could be done with those Ring of Honor tag belts. The world title doesn't need to even be involved in any of this shit.
Right.
That's what's driving me crazy. Like,
well,
yeah.
We can say with fucking Lexus King, there is hope for MJF once he goes to WWE.
I don't think he's ever going to WWE. I don't think he's ever going.
That would be Doug.
I don't think he's ever gonna go ever.
That's a huge fumble. God, I don't want to fucking think about that. That's fucked.
So God, yeah, basically dude. they beat Max down. You know, they hit him with the 310 to Yuma. Joe's watching on the monitor. Taz is like, you might want to take Joe up on that offer, MJF, which he does, as you find out on the pay-per-view. So yeah.
Oh, spoilers. Jesus.
Oh, did you not? Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, he takes him up on that offer. So, but yeah, man, basically, well, you know, it's coming. Like who the fuck? Oh, he's going to bring in the big show. Yeah. I know. We'll call the big show. Get him in here. Like, of course it was going to be Joe, you know? So they just spoon feed you this program. And that's why I know who the devil is, because they spoon fed it to us too easily for mankind eyes. But anyways, any last thoughts on this Dynamite or this MJF Jay White shit?
I'm surprised the lights didn't go out and we had fucking, you know what I'm saying, fucking spooky shit time. I don't know, bro. Fucking. So it's like the Miro promo was good, the fucking Wardlow promo was good, and it's like that was it, bro. And Timeless Tony Storm, dude. I'm not praising any of the matches or any of the in-ring work, dude. And like, that's fucking awful, dude.
Because they save it all for the pay-per-view, daddy. So, I don't know, this Dynamite overall. I give her one of those. So, Impact where was Impact? November 16th, 2023. They were in Chicago, daddy, once again. And the show kicked off with Oh, excuse me. The show kicked off with the ABC, the Impact Tag Team Champions, and they took on Kenny King and Sheldon Jean, or John, whatever the fuck. And this was for a title match because Kenny King
Gene.
had earned a digital title match or whatever, and he exchanged it basically for this tag title match, to make a long story short. So, and they kind of ran over it before. That was great. There was no Before the Impact, at least to my knowledge. I must have missed it. And this match was a solid match. Everyone's solid. I guess this could be a news, but I'll just put it here. Kenny King asked for his release from Impact Wrestling, and he was granted his release from Impact Wrestling. He'll probably show up in NWA. If I had to guess anywhere, he's probably going NWA, or maybe
Holy shit.
Maybe he'll try his hand at Ring of Honor again or something. Who knows? But this match was pretty solid. Not gonna lie. Didn't blow me away or nothing, but just a solid title defense for ABC, man. They're just a great tag team. Your thoughts?
Yeah, man. So ABC was taken to the fucking limit there. Kenny King's Tiger Driver was super smooth. I would compare it to fucking Tiffany Stratton's Swanton and whatnot. What I didn't like here, man, is fucking ABC basically jabbed until the last fucking 30 seconds of the match. You know what I'm saying? They had a little bit of comebacks, but it was basically fucking King and Sheldon in control the whole time.
Yep. And then we go backstage and we get MK Ultra, who cut a fucking epic promo. And for the PWT Awards, guys, make sure you get your votes in. We didn't nominate them, so we're making an executive decision right here on the show. We're nominating MK Ultra. They made it. They are one of the nominees for the other tag team. We're doing it right here. We're changing shit.
It's our pod, God damn it.
It's our podcast, our awards. We added MK Ultra to the list. They're just so goddamn good, and we forgot about them. And really, they won the Knockouts tag titles, and their whole thing started with a beef, and then it turned to a friendship. And love both of these ladies. Shout them out. And then we get into Moose with Brian Myers versus Heath, and this is a solid match. My guy Moose is going hard. Your thoughts on this match and your thoughts on MK Ultra? Oh, Moose and Myers get the win, by the way, which I forgot to mention. Moose gets the win, and then Rhino runs out and gores Myers. But yeah, your thoughts on all that?
Masha sounds so fucking sexy with that fucking access. Yeah. Editing Phil. Masha sounds so fucking sexy with that Russian accent, man. It fucking drives me nuts, dog. Moose versus Heath Slater. Fucking the match opened up with some fucking classic chain wrestling. So I'm always marking out to that fucking shit. Moose got the win. Rhino with a little bit of afterbirth. Rhino's being a real homie, man. You know what I'm saying? How long ago was it like that Rhino and fucking Heath tagged in fucking WWE, you know what I'm saying? And they're still holding each other down, Doug. And then we had that promo with fucking Moose and Myers backstage, and fucking Rhino was just, or Moose was all like, Rhino's jealous of me, blah blah blah. So final resolution, we get Rhino versus Moose. I don't know, obviously I'm cheering fucking for Rhino, Doug.
So up next, we get the Rascals, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and Myron Reed. So instead of Wes Lee, they got Myron Reed over there taking his slot. But shout him out. I don't know. He fits in with the group. And Conan came out for commentary, and they took on Black Taurus, Laredo Kid, and the Juice, Juventud Guerrera. And fuck, man, I pop for the Juice. He's older, but goddamn, I grew up watching him. And Laredo Kid's great. Black Taurus is great. And this is a great, like, lucha style matchup, bro. I enjoyed it. Conan was decent on commentary, like putting over the Mexican style shit. And at the Full Gear pay-per-view, which we'll talk about later, we saw MJF. He did a little spot that we saw on Impact this week with the fucking cutter over the top rope, which was just phenomenal. So I don't know if he saw this and stole that. I don't know but that's another topic for another time. But I don't know. This match was great. A bunch of flips, and it was what it was. And the Rascals get defeated. So they lost their tag titles, and they're getting beat here in like a 6-man lucha style match. I don't know. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it was just lucha bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Not that it's bullshit, but you get what I'm saying. It's just more lucha crap.
Yeah.
I can't believe Conan wasn't talking all over fucking English and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I was
They were
expecting him
roasting
to
him
fucking
good, man.
yeah. um, I like Trey Miguel's little fake out with the handshake that turned into a slap. You know what I'm saying? I like the heel shit. I thought the Rascals had really great tag team moves, man. And then probably the coolest moment here is reduct that fucking that clothesline and then turned it into a cutter. That shit was sick as fuck, bro.
Yeah, man. And then we get Steve Macklin and Kylan King versus Bully Ray and Jordan Grace. This was awesome. I like Macklin, I like Bully, I like Jordan, and Kylan King. Man, I can't put her over enough. Asked for her release from AEW, went to Impact, and she's just fuck, man. She's grinded her way up. She was in a tag. Now she's doing her own thing. I see them putting a lot of chips on her, and rightfully so. And she's in a great match here with Bully and Macklin, and obviously Grace, who they have a lot of stock in. So shout out all these people. It was a solid match. The Juggernaut driver was delivered to King to win, and I like all these people, man. Shout out Impact.
Yeah, so I thought this was a smidge one sided, you know what I'm saying? Because Jordan Grace and Bully Ray are fucking hella fucking big body. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Um Match opened up with some nice fucking chain wrestling. I always fucking mark out to that fucking shit. Um just Bully versus fucking Kalen King. Not believable, dog. That pulled me out of it, man.
yeah.
Um
They do that if you're watching Impact, yeah, you got to be ready for dudes to fight girls and shit.
yeah, I
It's
know.
gonna happen, yeah.
No, and like it's not that. It's that fucking Bully is like and she's smaller,
Yeah.
fucking if it would have been Jordan Grace versus Bully, I believe that, dog. You know what I'm saying? Um, that Juggernaut driver was a smidge sloppy, dog, in my
Yep.
opinion.
Yep.
Um, and then we had the little afterbirth with fucking Bully
Right.
Ray
So I was gonna get
with
it.
the
Yeah. Bully
fucking
Bully brings out the call your shot trophy, and yeah, he offers his hand to Grace to shake it. Grace celebrates with the call your shot trophy. She looks ahead at Hard to Kill. She's gonna take on Trinity for that knockout title. I think Trinity's gonna get a dub over her. Because Juggernaut had her reigns with the belt. She did all that with Deanna, and it's Trinity's time, bro. Speaking of Trinity, we get her in a non-title match against Sonny Kiss. Now they were referring to Sonny Kiss as she. I don't think he cares or she cares. I guess I'll say she as well. I don't think she cares because on AEW, like they were calling him he all the time, and he wrestled dudes. So, uh, my whole thing is this: can Sonny Kiss challenge for the Knockouts title? I don't know, but intriguing nonetheless. Trinity and Sonny Kiss throwdown. This match was, I don't know, they're twerking on each other. They're doing their thing. This was like they just wanted to work together. This wasn't my favorite match ever, but Trinity got the big win, rightfully so. And wins with like a full Nelson, just like a full Nelson slam or whatever, full Nelson bomb. What do you want to call it? Yeah, your thoughts on this match?
what I care about is that someone that just like debuted automatically just gets a fucking title shot. That's basically like some fucking like, oh yeah, Abaddon's here. Now Abaddon gets a title shot, and
It
like,
wasn't for the belt. It was non-title.
okay, word. Well, scratch that. um, fucking Sunny Kiss was taking Trinity to the limit though, man. The only thing here is like I felt like it was a little too similar to the fucking ABC match. You know what I'm saying? Where ABC was basically just jobbing the whole time and then they won in the last 30 seconds. I felt like it was the same thing where Trinity was just taking spots and then all of a sudden at the end, fucking she had her comeback.
Right. So, yeah, they announced the Motor City Machine Guns are backstage, and they're gonna have a tag match against Josh Alexander Xander and Zack Saber Jr. Why they're teaming up, I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's gonna be at IPWF Throwback Throwdown 4. I guess it's an indie spot, so that's why. And then we get into the main event, bruv. Will Ospreay versus Josh Alexander. They had a banger. I love both these guys. The one thing I don't like is when people are like, come on, fucking chop me and shit. And then my other
Yep.
thing is Ospreay's just booking himself into a corner where he's working himself in a corner where like everyone's just kicking out of all of his shit. Now he has to hit 9 finishers on someone or else they're buried if they don't eat 9 of his finishers, because everybody eats fucking 9 Osprey finishers and then they lose. He doesn't, right? So now if you don't lose with 9 from 9 of his finishers, it just hurts you now if you pay attention. Hopefully he cuts that shit out in AEW, but Lord only knows. So your thoughts on this match, man? Shout out both these guys. I fucking love them both.
Yeah, man, I get goosebumps, man, every time I hear that. Dun, 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 dun. Because I'm fucking from the New Japan days. So fucking, I'm gonna hold on to that feeling as long as I can, man. It was a very evenly matched match. But like you said, what pulled me out of it, man, is Alexander allowing Osprey to fucking chop him. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, we say this all the time. Wrestling is simulated combat based in real combat. I'm not letting my opponent come up and punch me in the fucking face. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just that modern crap. You know what I'm saying? Like it should I see Eddie Kingston and all those fucking guys doing. It is what it is, bro. Fucking
not your cup of tea.
It's just like it's the bubble wrestling, you know what I'm saying, where they're not interested in making the product better. They want to do their niche fans and all that fucking crap. Now let's say some positive things. Will's little flip counter into the Tiger Driver was sick as fuck. Will Ospreay's very impressive with shit like that. I thought the match should have fucking ended after the fucking Os cutter, but then it went on for another 80 fucking years. And then it was really great ring psychology with fucking Ospreay tried to like run at fucking Alexander and his fucking knee gave out. So like it was just great to see fucking Ospreay fucking making Alexander look that fucking good. You know what I'm saying? But again, basically what you said, dude, fucking 800 fucking false finishes, 9 fucking finishers, and he's just stepping on his own dick, man. And it's like, based off actual fucking wrestling psychology and shit, it's all like, is your finisher really a finisher?
Nah, he don't beat nobody with that Os cutter shit anymore. But yeah, Impact overall, it was pretty good. We'll give her one of these. How about we'll give her one of these? All right. Yeah, we are going to interview the Rev. The Rev is about to come on.
Oh. Yeah. Everyone, get your black metal fucking albums out. Turn the mood lighting down. Turn the lights off in the room. Get your fucking Ouija boards out. It's about to get evil up in this bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now, we have the Rev, the Reverend himself, Dan Wilson. He is with us. Let's get a round of applause. Not sure if you guys can hear that. I got the soundboard with him. So Rev, how you doing, man? How you doing? How's everything in the world of the Rev?
It's been a very busy 2023, but I'm not complaining. It's been very exciting. Got to check off a few things on the bucket list. We main evented a GCW show. We fought for the GCW World Title. Featured numerous ICW shows this year, and then also the big one for me was I got to be a star in a horror movie.
Oh, dude.
The Death of on Halloween. So
now I was gonna bring that up, and I didn't. I don't want to jump the gun, but like the Death of single-handedly, got me in. Now I'm like all invested in Tremont and Cruel and the deathmatch world. I was more just like a WWE, watch New Japan and stuff, and now I'm like I'm into it, man. I'm messaging this guy. I'm like, yo, this is what's Cruel up to. What's Tremont doing? So let me ask you about that. The Death of, man, that was awesome. Like a success on your guys' end, I'm assuming.
Yeah, absolutely. It's brought a lot of attention to the Coven of the Goat, and I just think it's already been very influential. And you see a lot of people like talking about trying to do their own cinematic horror stuff. And there's a line of that in wrestling. Like it can go into hokey territory very quick. Hell, I was worried that the Death of might be that, when it was first pitched to me. And, I'm thinking, oh God, are we going to end up on fucking wrestle crap? No, it ended up being a very cool thing. So I was just very proud of it.
Yeah, man, you guys should be. And I mean, the match was great. And I told Hairline, man, like talk about making the most out of, you know, like, I don't know. It just, the whole thing was cool. I was hook, line, and sinker. So speaking of horror, me and Hairline both love horror movies. You have a horror movie podcast, correct?
I do.
Excellent. And yeah, so tell us a bit about that. Like, you've always obviously been a horror fan, and like, what about that? Like, obviously it influences your gimmick, you know? So what about horror? Like, why is that your thing? Why is that your cup of tea?
That is a long discussion. Probably it goes back to childhood.
Yeah.
Always been influenced by weird things that are not normal, the strange and unusual, if you will. I think my first exposure to any kind of horror as a kid was like discovering the making of the Thriller video. My aunt had it on.
Oh yeah.
I was immediately hooked on just like the imagination and the fact that it made all these people uncomfortable that I was sitting around, and like I want to be able to do that. So like that stuck with me. And yeah, we do have a horror podcast. I co-host it with my wife, my childhood best friend Muji, and another longtime friend of mine, Grizz, Jason Griswold. And we watch a horror film. We kind of dig into the history of it. We talk about it. We are going on 18 seasons now of the Seeking Human.
Damn, good for you. Yeah, the Seeking Human Victims podcast. So PWT listeners, go check that shit out if you like horror.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What's your
favorite?
Signed
up for the Patreon today, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite like horror movie, like modern, and then what's your favorite classic, like what you grew up scared the shit out of you?
Well, the original Halloween is just always like the all-time favorite. That's so hard to beat. There's many that are contention with that. You know, the original Nightmare on Elm Street had a big impact on me. I remember seeing that when I was I was homesick. I was supposed to go out with an outing with my friends as a kid, and I couldn't. So my mom let me stay up and watch Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh yeah,
the Genesis.
A lot of classics, but modern horror movies like House of a Thousand Corpses is my absolute favorite.
That one's great.
Oh yeah.
Did that unapologetic.
Yeah, fucking Texas Chainsaw fucking homage.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
So, you're from Atlanta, Georgia?
No, actually, I am in the Chattanooga area. I lived for a while.
Okay. Is that where you were like billed from for a while or something like that, or?
But I lived there for a few years. I worked for this company called NWA Wildside when I started wrestling, and I was an announcer. And like that was kind of where I got my break in wrestling and kind of first made any kind of splash. Like the big thing that everybody talks about that came from that is I came up with the Phenomenal One nickname for AJ Styles when I was on commentary.
Oh, yeah.
You did that?
Yes.
Oh my! Wow, brava! We'll drop him an applause.
You popped him.
You get a royalty for that or what?
No, I got you, dog. It's all good.
Hook me up with some tickets or something if I want.
Yeah, no, sometime. But well, I was just asking because you know there's a lot of like wrestling history down that way, and it's just like so horror. You love that, but you obviously love wrestling. Who were your influences, like wrestler wise and manager wise? Because you're a fucking tremendous manager.
Thank you. Yeah, my wrestling influences really, I got to shout out my great uncle, the late Gypsy Joe. He was like the first person that, like, I didn't really know much about wrestling when I was a kid. Like, you know, small kid, I knew that I had a family member that was a wrestler. Whenever he would come around occasionally to like family gatherings, he was like this larger than life character. He was always tan, in good shape. Like everybody kind of flocked to him. So I was like, this guy is fucking cool. And then, of course, I started watching wrestling like during the Hulk Hogan era in the late 80s, and WCW in the early 90s was like hugely influential on me as a kid. And that's kind of what shaped me as a fan. But like that never really went away in terms of that fascination with it. So I kind of always just wanted to do it. As a manager, Jeff G. Bailey was my mentor as a manager. He's one of the greatest independent managers of all time. Definitely the greatest unsigned manager. He was AJ Styles' manager for a long time.
There you go.
Killing for a long time. He was a business manager. Like he managed all of these guys and like helped groom them for the the big leagues in a big way. And so, getting to learn under him was hugely influential. Of course, everybody says Bobby Heenan and Jim Cornette. Like, of course, they're two of the greats of all time. But for like me, the biggest wrestling influence on the Reverend is Michael P.S. Hayes.
Oh, yeah, Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, there's some Kevin Sullivan. There's a little Jake the Snake thrown in there, but it's mainly Michael P.S. Hayes. It's a little Terry Funk. But like then there's a whole lot of characters outside of wrestling that kind of influenced the Rev. There's like King Diamond and the Crypt Keeper and Beetlejuice.
Oh, I love that.
And Otis Driftwood, and like there's just a wide range of, even like I would even say like Odorous from Guar kind of helped shape.
Yeah, oh yeah. So, Dave Brockie was a legend, man, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So speaking of like AJ Styles, he's been brought up a couple times. And just while on the topic of, you're talking about Hulk Hogan. So when it comes to WWE and AEW, do you stay up on that sort of stuff and the impacts and that sort of stuff? Are you like familiar with what they're doing, and do you try and keep up on that?
I do, generally, at least. Now, like sometimes, depending on how busy I am in the year and what else I got going on, sometimes that might just be scrolling GIFs on social media and kind of seeing what the big angles, what we're talking about. And sometimes I might flip over and actually watch the shows. But I do, like, as somebody active in the business, I feel like it's important. You got to keep up with what people are doing, so you're not like ripping it off, and so you're like to be different from what's out there. And B, just like so that you can stay contemporary with your peers and talk to them about what's going on.
Right. And so who, let's say, like, let's take WWE. Who's someone you see currently where you're like, oh, I would manage them in a fucking second, Or if there is anyone.
Is there anyone?
Or AEW as well. Like anyone you see kind of in the mainstream or where you're like, oh, yeah, I fucking work with them, or I like what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I would fucking love to get a hold of Abaddon as a team.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, you guys together would be great, man.
Yeah.
Like, stories there that they could be telling that they're just ignoring. She needs someone who can like help with the presentation and everything. So yeah, that's one I feel like I could
that's really good. And yeah, I mean, not to I agree with your last statement there. There's a lot of stories in AEW I feel they leave on the fucking table, but that's neither here nor there. But we were talking about like sort of, the death of and the reaction to that. So there's like a boom period in wrestling right now, right? Everyone's talking about it. Are you guys feeling that on the deathmatch side? Like IWTV's awesome, and all of these sort of things. So are you feeling that on the deathmatch side? Is there a boom going on as well, like in that world?
As far as I can tell throughout the indies, it's pretty hot right now. I mean, we do a lot of deathmatch stuff, but we do other stuff.
I know. I'm a noob, though. You got to...
Yeah, I just got him into it.
I'm just getting into it, but yeah.
We were pretty heavily entrenched in like the Southeastern indie wrestling world as well. And like that's, it's a lot different than the deathmatch world, but yeah. Lot of different niches in wrestling, and if you don't make yourself accessible to a lot of them, then you're not going to have a lot of work. Right. So that's really where we cut our teeth, was that Southern style of wrestling. And so like the Coven of the Goat spawned from an old stable I used to manage called the Devil's Rejects, and we were like the hated heels. Like we looked like these church burning Norwegian black metal guys.
Oh yeah.
In 2005, and they hated us. We weren't around for so long. Now they love us. So it's kind of funny how they go.
So what's it like working with Tank?
He is like one of my best friends for 20-something years now. We've been working together for a long time. So we first became friends even before I started managing him. When I first broke into the business, there's a funny story. Before I even got into wrestling, he got into an altercation with my uncle, and Joe roughed him up. So I thought I met him the first time, he was going to be like, oh, I'm going to whip this guy's ass. But he was actually really cool. But I was really scared to meet him the first time. He was really cool. And as an announcer, like I end up in the office in Wildside and helped him get a tryout there, which ended up getting his spot, which launched his indie career. So like in like 2005, we kind of came up with this idea for me to start managing him and his partner Iceberg and a few other guys. And so I would turn heel and no longer be the babyface announcer. And that's kind of where the Reverend was born.
Nice.
And I've been off and on since 2005.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I watched a couple of your guys' matches there. And Hairline, you got anything you want to ask the Rev here? I've just been rattling shit off here.
Yeah, no, you're good, man.
Excited,
yeah,
bro.
So,
sorry.
Yeah, no, you're all good, man. It's adorable watching you mark out over the deathmatch shit. I've been trying to tell you this for months. Yeah. Anyways, man, fucking my boy, fucking Tall Man James, fucking deathmatch OG. He just had a question here, man. He wanted to say, with the history of the center stage in Atlanta, how was it working there with Tank?
Dude, bucket list moment. Like, I watched probably every fucking episode of WCW Saturday Night that was filmed there. That was like my favorite wrestling show as a kid. And so like it was huge. Like we walked back in there, went in Dusty Rhodes' old office, and like I really took a moment to take it in, you know, the history and the cool moment that we had there, and really tried to appreciate it. Just like walking out and looking up and seeing, you know, I've seen numerous cool concerts, and there's been so much great wrestling. And like the backstage, you have all these like posters and shit of all the people that have been in there. It was a really first class experience.
Yeah, man, it's dope.
Yeah, that is incredible. So I guess we could ask you, what advice in this world where wrestling's so saturated, you know, indie, deathmatch, you take your pick, mainstream, it's very saturated. What advice would you give someone like trying to break in? Like, what's the one thing you would be like, dude, this is what I didn't do, or this is what I did that paved the way? You know, what's one advice you'd give to someone?
Don't be afraid of success. Don't be afraid to take big risks, because 9 times out of 10, if you're good, they pay off. And there was like, we had a lot of success for a lot of years in a lot of places, but you know, we mostly hovered around one place for a while, then would move around to another, and we would stay busy. But around 2018, 2017, Tank and I both took a break from wrestling. We called it retirement at the time. Late Terry Funk would agree with us.
Wrestling retirement, yeah.
But we took some time off and we came back, and so we were like, let's just kind of bet on ourselves this time and like really go for it. And we went down to Tampa for Mania weekend in 2021 with really only one booking, but that ended up getting us like walked onto the ICW show that night because somebody didn't show up. And that pretty much put us back out there in front of the world. And we've just been rolling ever since. We kind of keep our home base at a place in Chattanooga called TWE. We're kind of heavily involved in helping the young wrestlers there and just trying to help brand and, you know, make it something cool. So yeah, I would say just for the young guys, like get out there, travel, meet people, like don't be afraid to go to shows. Don't be afraid to hop in the car, even if you're not booked, to just go meet people and make friends, because it's fucking showbiz. And as much as it sucks, it's not just like how good you are, but it is who will vouch for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just like you said, man, WrestleMania weekend, someone fucking no shows, boom, you're there, you know, you're ready to rock. So I love that. So we won't keep you too much longer. I appreciate you so much. Just a couple more things. I did have one question written down, but I was like, oh, so but I'm going to ask you, like deathmatch wrestling, to bring it back to that. Has there been ever a spot where you're like, dude, I see the gussets and shit, and I'm like, oh, but is there, have you ever seen a spot where you were just like, too much for me? Or are you pretty typically good with it all?
I'm fine to watch it. If it's happening to me, that's a different story. But like, no, I mean, the worst thing I've ever seen in a death match was the cruel injury from the Florida Halloween
shoulder. Yeah,
2021. That could have gone very south. And of course, I mean, it did. Like he did die on the table and was possessed by the spirits and resurrected. We all know the story. But no. But yeah, that was pretty gnarly and pretty hard to watch. As far as like, you know, I'm not a big glass guy. Like I understand that everybody loves it and it's like part of deathmatch wrestling, but like Fire, it's just very unpredictable. And I'm fine with doing it, but I just think like you shouldn't get reckless with it. And I think guys get a little reckless with it at times.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. The Fire sketches me out every time. I saw like Masada burn his face off or whatever not long ago, and I don't mean it's just like, oh my god, it just absolutely, that horrified me, dude. That one scarred me. But I guess I just want to ask you, what do you have going on? What do you have coming up? What are you excited about? Do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you want to? Any Twitter handles? Your show? Anything like that?
Oh yeah.
We give you the floor. Take as much time as you want. Plug every little thing, every date you got coming up. The floor is yours, good sir.
Hell yeah. I'll give you guys the rest of our 2023. So yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Rev Dan Wilson, also on Instagram and Threads under that handle. We are now on TikTok at Coven of the Goat. You can see all the great Coven of the Goat content from Tank to the newest member, the Moral Compass, Jaden Newman, to Nate Lowry, to CJ Lawler, who's going to be out of action for a while. He's on the mend currently after that bastard Shug D broke his ankle in a sneak attack. So
son of a bitch.
Well, he's going to pay.
His though. Yeah.
He's going to pay. Don't worry. He's going to pay dearly. We're going to make him bleed over that. We already messed up his little buddy's ankle, so we're going to get him.
Yeah.
But so the next big show we've got this weekend, tomorrow night, and it's my birthday too. So
happy birthday, Rev. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, happy birthday, man.
Thank you. ICW No Holds Barred in Chattanooga, Tennessee at the infamous TWE Arena.
That's
Friday night. I'll be managing the Bloodbath Behemoth Tank against Tommy Vendetta with NHL legend Darren McCarty.
Fuck
love
yeah.
Good pal, so hopefully everything stays professional. I don't really want to take those hockey hands, honestly, but I'll put some juju on him if I got to. So we got that, and then I'll be managing Jaden Newman in a doubleheader. He is wrestling the new Killdozer, the resurrected from the dead. There was a little mishap with that spell on Halloween night, and he was supposed to die. Yep. Now a cruel thing. I don't know exactly what happened. Black magic is weird.
Yeah, but shit's going on.
But he's back from the dead as a cruel type monster called the Killdozer, and he's going to fight Jade Newman both in the pit on Friday night and the chains on Saturday, and then also on Saturday night the Bloodbath Behemoth faces the pit bull Brett Ison in the chains. It's Coven of the Goat versus KOBK live on IWTV both Friday and Saturday, 8:00 p.m. bell time. If you're not in Chattanooga, which you should be, because there's nothing like seeing a crazy deathmatch extravaganza live. But if you can't be there, watch it on IWTV. Then I will be with TWE Wrestling for the remainder of the year. We've got another big card coming up November 25th. That'll also be live on IWTV, and then another one on December 9th. And then we've got 2 no-ring hardcore shows called 423 Chaos coming up December 22nd and 23rd in Chattanooga, Tennessee at the Dark Roast. So you'll definitely want to come out for those. That's what I've got officially on the calendar. There is something at the end of the year where I might appear.
Okay.
Speak about that at the moment yet. So that's what I got going on. Be sure to subscribe to Seeking Human Victims. Follow One Good Scare Productions, OG Scare on Twitter. That's the production company that pumps the podcast out. And just follow me on social media for all my zany adventures. Oh, one more thing. I'm on Cameo now. So
yeah.
To get the best
shit.
You need to get a Rev Cameo, cameo.com/Rev Dan Wilson.
We're going to have to get one for the pod, man, for sure.
Yeah,
Rev, It was so fucking awesome having you here. We're going to plug all your shit in the descriptions. Everyone will know where to find you. We look forward to your busy schedule. Goddamn, I want to get down to that famous TWE arena and check out one of these shows. One of these days. You sold the game, Daddy. This guy's money right here. Here we fucking go, man. I love it. I love it so much. Rev, ladies and gentlemen, the Rev Dan Wilson, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much. And you have an open door here, man. Anytime you want to come rock with us on PWT, you just let us know, doggy. You come right in.
Love to. Same. Let me know if you want to have me back. I'll be glad to come back.
Absolutely, man. Hey, the Rev Dan Wilson, everyone. Applause. Round of applause. God bless you, sir. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that interview with the Rev. That was pretty fucking cool, don't you think, Caroline? What a fucking solid dude that guy is, man, for real. He was popping me the whole interview, you know?
Yeah, that was the shit, Doug.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and it's his birthday. By the time this comes out, it'll be past his birthday, so happy birthday, Rev. And yeah, man, hopefully you guys are more intrigued. Like, if you're going to watch any deathmatch shit, just go check out what Tremont and Cruel is doing. If you want a taste of it, go onto our YouTube channel at Pro Wrestle Clips and check out I uploaded like 20 minutes of our hour-and-a-half long reaction to the death of, so you can get a taste, a little Daddy Magic taste.
Why you ruined it?
What the death of is all about and why it got so over with me. And I don't know, man. Shout out Tremont and Cruel. They're going to be, they're nominated in the PWT Awards. Speaking of which, guys, if you haven't yet, make sure you cast your votes in the comments, in the Discords, in the this and the that. Hopefully we get enough votes. So, well, it doesn't matter. If we get 4 votes, they're being tallied up, and we're going to have our the nominees of who's going to win. Yeah, we're going to announce those. And how do they win? Is it most votes? No, because you marks will ruin it. We're going to pick, but your votes do matter. If we're saying it should be fucking Roman Reigns and like we get 100,000 votes for MJF, just throwing names out there, you know, we will obviously consider that and go, maybe we're wrong. So definitely, right. Guys, go get that. Check us out everywhere at Pro Wrestle Times, at Pro Wrestle Clips on the YouTube. You guys already know. Make sure you check us out on Patreon. Speaking of the Patreon, we got hours of bonus content uploaded there. I'm gonna get a couple more shits uploaded this week for you guys. And shout out our patrons: Reggie Rodriguez, Mark U the Mark, Ashley V, Russ Paxson, Chris Killis. Ashley V might do a show with us, might not. We don't want to jump the gun, but she's a writer, and we might talk to her a little bit about Full Gear or something. Maybe not. With that in mind, though, guys, follow us at PWT Podcast on TikTok, where we got millions of views. Check us out everywhere. You know where to find us already. Your boy Phil was here, and now I'm out of here. Yeah. And your boy Hairline was here, and now he's out of here as well.
Who's pod?
Top pod. I don't know. Tom's pod.
Catch a vibe.
Top Pro Wrestle. Catch a vibe. Okay, see you guys.
Yeah, there we go.